Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your December 1st through the 7th, 2019 General Love Reading. It's Keegan. You're returning. It's good to see you again. If you're new here, hang out, check out the reading. Let me know what you think. I'm doing weekly readings for the month of December, and then I'll be doing a poll on the community tab of the channel in January, asking you guys if you want me to keep doing weeklies or switch over to bi-weekly or monthly readings. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to do that, because that's how you get access to the community tab. And that's the only way you'll be able to vote and let me know what you guys think. General love reading for Aquarius. I might have said Libra. This is for Aquarius. Sorry about that. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. General readings are a little bit tricky, guys. Energies can be reversed. Don't make any personal life decisions based on a general reading on YouTube, please. It doesn't have to be with me. It could be with any other reader. But if you are looking to make a big life decision, please do a personal reading so that it's not general, okay? I'm going to do a fairly quick reading because, again, we're only looking at 7 days worth of energy. We're going to start with the Oracle deck. I'm going to shuffle it a couple of times, pull a card out. That will be the overall insight and guidance into this reading. And then we'll actually dive into the actual reading itself. I'm just going to take this top card here for you guys. I'm going to start with the Everyday Witch Tarot. Hope you guys have been doing well. Do a couple of cuts here. All right, we're going to take the top 5 cards. Now I'm going to go in with my Rider-Waite deck. Same thing, pull 5 cards. And then we'll dive right in. All right. So let's take a look at what we have going on here. I'm going to flip everything over. Okay. I'm actually really liking this reading for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We'll start with this. I recognize I've chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. This card's come out a couple of times. Some of the other readings that I've been doing, as well as some of the personal readings I've been doing. If you are interested in personal reading, I'll just say this here at the top, because if not, I'll forget. KeaghanTarot@gmail.com. I am filling up pretty quickly for the month of December, so if you've been thinking about getting a reading, or if you're interested in that, send me an email. I'm trying to fit in as many people as possible, but I also have to accommodate being able to film for YouTube, so slots are limited. All right, let's take a look at this. First card out here, you have the 10 of Cups. It's reversed. This represents a place where a relationship is struggling. There might be disconnection. You're not seeing eye to eye in a situation. Underneath this, you have the Ace of Cups, which is also reversed. It's interesting because what I'm feeling here is in a relationship like this 10 of Cups reversed, the Ace of Cups, when it's reversed, is a situation in which you're feeling the need to focus on self-love. You're feeling the need to focus on dealing with emotions that you're not able to deal with. And I feel like there's a lot of this, especially with this card coming out about, choosing fear. I think for some of you, Aquarius, you've maybe chosen to stay in something that wasn't working. You made the choice to stay in something even though it didn't feel like a good fit. There was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of uneasiness. There was a lot of fear that was involved in it. But underneath that, I feel like there's a decision being made, this Ace of Swords, because we're jumping ahead here, but the reason for this new way of thinking, of having this breakthrough and making a decision around this relationship that wasn't working, is because you realize you have to put yourself first. You have to make sure that you're being prioritized, that you're being taken care of, and you realize that this person is not showing up to do that. This person wasn't showing up for you. Now keep in mind, if you're a crosswatcher watching this, energies can be reversed, okay? But what I get very strongly here is that you've prioritized yourself in the situation and realized that, there are things that you need to deal with in terms of emotions around this that you haven't been able to process, and your intuition is really working hard for you. I think sometimes air signs struggle a little bit with their intuition because they prefer to rely on their intellect. But it's interesting because you have this Ace of Cups, and then what actually helps to break through this situation and get this clarity is the Ace of Swords, which is about getting mental clarity, changing the way that you look at things, having new ideas, having a mental breakthrough about something. Underneath this, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This makes me really happy because underneath this new way of thinking, this is a really fortunate card. This is about good luck. This is a card that is about life cycles ending, hitting a turning point in a situation. This card can also represent karma. I do feel like this connection with this person could have been a karmic type of connection. It wasn't necessarily something that was designed to go for the long term. It wasn't something that was meant to be a very long-term, sustainable, stable type of connection. It was a situation that came in that sort of forced you to realize that you have to choose love. And the type of love you have to choose is love of self. You have to put yourself first in the situation. You're not willing to settle. You're not willing to be in a situation where you are putting in the effort and not getting the return. Now, what I'm talking about here is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles represents a situation in which something has limited return. It doesn't have a lot of potential. There's not a return in the effort that you're putting into it. Okay. When this card is upright, it represents something that's sustainable, something that is worth the investment. When it's reversed, it represents a situation in which you're giving and giving and giving, and you're not getting that return to you. You're not getting that type of reinvestment into you. It's interesting because very clearly from these cards, from here over, this is a situation in which you were really putting in a lot. I do feel that. You were really trying to make it work. You were trying to figure out how to make things feel stable when they didn't. You were really trying to figure out what this person needed in order to show up for you the way that you needed them to. But it wasn't meant to be in that situation. This was something that had more of a karmic purpose. It was brought into your life to put you into the situation of realizing that you have to prioritize yourself. It's not necessarily that you got lost in the relationship. I feel like you were always aware. You have Judgment here that's come out upright, and you have the Emperor sitting underneath this realization that this was something that wasn't sustainable. The Emperor is about structure and about rationality. It's about being in a place where you're seated in a place of authority. And I think that this is really where you find yourself now. You're sitting in a place where you're looking at the situation and realizing you've done all that you can. You've tried everything that you can. You've exhausted your efforts to make this work. And you're coming to the realization that this is something that wasn't, this wasn't a Ten of Cups that was upright. This was a Ten of Cups that was reversed. This, the Ace of Cups here, this offer that came through from this person, it wasn't something that was sustainable. It wasn't something that, there's nothing that you could do here that would have made this work. It was meant to play out the way that it did. And I think that's really important for those of you who are listening to hear. You did everything. You put in all of the effort that you could. Okay. What's interesting here with this Judgment, as I was saying, I feel like you've come to the point where you've thought about this, you've looked back on it, and you're realizing, you're having almost like an awakening of sorts that there wasn't anything that you could have done about this. There just wasn't. I do feel like so strongly with this Seven of Pentacles, you tried everything. You put in so much effort. You put in so much work. You tried every angle. Every time an issue would come up, every time a situation would come up, you were going above and beyond to try to fix it, to try to figure it out, to try to unravel it. But it's like the other person wasn't putting in that same amount of effort. And so no matter what amount of work you put into it, no matter how much effort or focus you tried, it wasn't something that you could fix, because you can't sustain a relationship on your own. It can't be one-sided. It can't be something that you're putting in all the work and the other person is just constantly dragging it down or bringing up more problems or causing more issues. Very interesting here underneath this Judgment, you do have the Six of Cups. I think that part of what helped you to unravel this, Aquarius, is reflecting back on something from the past, a connection that you had with someone from the past. I do feel like this relationship, this connection that you had with this person, and this would have been something either that was definitely from your past, like a long time ago, or this could be a connection with someone that you had a very long-term connection with them that then ended. But in looking at this most recent relationship that you had, unraveled, one of the things that really helped you get clear insight and to get clarity on it is realizing that, this relationship which ended at the time, I feel like you thought it was something that you couldn't make work. But being in this situation with this new person, you realize that there was a lot of good here. There was a whole lot of good here. And I think that your energy is shifting. This is where I'm actually feeling the most energy in this reading, is on the Six of Cups. It's not necessarily that this person has returned or that you've approached this person, but I do think that you're thinking about someone from your past for sure. You know, it's interesting here. You have the Seven of Pentacles again, and it's underneath this King of Wands. I feel like this represents your newest connection. This connection, this Ten of Cups, was with this King of Wands. The King of Wands, when he's reversed, is just a, you know, someone who's non-committal. They're just out having fun. They're a player type of energy. They're very demanding, but they don't really put in the effort. They want everything, and they don't want to have to put in any type of work on their own. They just want, they're like an energy vampire type of energy. And again, Seven of Pentacles coming out from two decks. This just was not meant to be. It wasn't something that could work. There was so much going against this, but it did have a purpose. It had a karmic purpose to show you that it takes two people in a relationship. You can't do it on your own. You can't force something to work. What I just heard is sort of like that notion of trying to fit like a square into a circular opening, right? Like it has to be a good fit for you. What I want to do, and I haven't done this on the other readings, I just want to sort of clear some of these cards. Make a bit of a jumbled mess there. I want to focus on this because we're only at like 11 minutes. I'm trying to keep these under 20 just because we're looking at 1 week's worth of energy. But I'm super curious about this, and I happen to have a deck here that we haven't used. And I think this is where most of you are energetically in terms of where your mind is. I think a lot of you have already processed this. That Ten of Cups feels like something that's done and is closed out. But where it's left you is reflecting back on this person from the past, this connection from the past. And so I want to take a look at it. So we're going to take a look at the Six of Cups and see what wants to come out. And then we'll just do another oracle card to wrap the reading up. And then I'll be back for the second week of December to do another reading. So these are going to be pretty quick and brief because there's only so much that you can do in a week. Let's be honest. All right. Guys, Seven of Pentacles. Again, third deck, that card has come out. All right. I feel like this is definitely just coming out as confirmation about this stuff, that this was not for you. In terms of the Six of Cups, you have this King of Pentacles, which has come out. This is the ideal mate. This is the very dependable, very secure type of partner. Now, don't get caught up on the gender. This could be male or female, but it would be a more masculine energy, and it would be someone who is about security, about discipline. They have, they have their shit together, just to, you know, be honest. They're someone who, they want a partner, they want a home, they want to build a stable life. They're interested in a long-term investment. This is what you need to be focused on. Whoever this person is from the past, they absolutely would be willing and able to commit. I feel that very strongly. I think at the time you guys did have problems. You had issues. I sense that. This Seven of Pentacles coming out here, I think that what it's also saying is at the time when you were with this person, you didn't think that it was something that could work. But in comparison to what you've just gone through, you're realizing that there was more here than what you realized. There was way more here than what you realized. The Moon card coming out here can represent a place of inner confusion, of a place where you're realizing, you're releasing fear around a situation. For a lot of you, I feel like you had something that things went sideways, things went wrong, and you walked away from the situation, or they walked away from you, because again, energies can be a little bit tricky in general readings. But it's almost like this new relationship, I feel so much like I did a reading so similarly I want to say it was for you guys recently, where it was about this person from the past who had come back into your mind after you had really experienced what was a very unhealthy and toxic relationship. You started looking back on this relationship from the past and realizing there was more there than you realized. I want to take a look at this Moon card. Why is the Moon reversed here? Because there's lots of dealing with clearing out confusion and releasing fear here. Figuring out things. Five of Cups coming out. Yeah. You know, it hit right there on that Six of Cups. Whatever this relationship is from the past, you're in a place right now where you're really having a lot of regret about this, and you're thinking that this might have been a situation where you let go of something you should have held on to. In this particular situation, I do feel like that might be true. You know, this is a card that's about, you know, crying over spilled milk, but it's almost like what's going on here, you know, this card's a little bit, you know, in terms of the illustration, it's not showing it, but if you think about traditionally, this card is represented by someone who's looking at 3 cups that have spilled, and there are 2 cups behind them that are still, you know, full. What I think this is actually saying here is that right now, you know, this relationship represents those 3 cups that spilled. And as you're coming out of this, you're realizing there's this growth from the 5 of cups. You're actually turning and you're looking back on those 2 cups that are still, you know, stable. And it's about this particular person. And you're really starting to clear some of that fear that you had around this relationship, and you're giving it a second look. I don't necessarily feel so far, we'll see what comes out, but I don't think a lot of you have acted on this yet. Yeah, 8 of Cups here. It's come out on its side. I feel like it needs to be like this, just to be honest with you, because this is a card of indecision. It's, do I try again? Do I walk away? Do I give up on this? Very much feel like that's the energy. I just want to get any more insight into this King of Pentacles. This person is a good person. 10 of Wands. It's come out on its side. Let's talk about this a little bit, because I feel like this is giving insight into what this relationship was. I think at the time that you were with this person, Aquarius, in the past, and again, energies can be reversed, so take this as it resonates. It didn't feel like it was balanced. It didn't feel like it was something where the burdens of the relationship or the work on it was similar to this, okay? You didn't feel like this person put in the same amount of energy, or maybe for some of you, you felt like you couldn't match this person. This King of Pentacles feels very stable to me. It feels very stable to me. For some of you, this could be a situation in which there was someone in the past who really wanted to commit to you. There was someone in the past who really was wanting you to commit, wanting you to give them, you know, something that would have been a very long-term commitment. But you might have chosen this relationship over them. And you're in a situation now where you're not sure whether this person would be willing to give you another shot, because you were not willing to go the distance with them. You weren't willing to actually commit to it, to put in that work, to put in that commitment, and really, you know, do the work that was required. That's for some of you. Now, for others, when you were actually in this relationship with this person, it's possible this King of Pentacles wasn't yet in the place where they are right now. So it could have been the relationship just didn't feel like it was balanced. It didn't feel like you could really make it work. But having this connection with this person, you realize that even though things were a little bit, you know, challenging, there was a lot here. There was a lot here that had potential. And now you find yourself in a place where you're uncertain of whether you should reach out to this person, whether you should try to make this particular thing work again. We're at 18 minutes. I want to be nosy a little bit more. I know you guys kind of dislike it when I get too nosy, but I'm just going to move this. I want to see if we can get any more information just about this king. So I want to be able to tell you guys for sure that what I'm sensing energetically is true, but this person feels very stable. This person... Okay, we have the Two of Cups coming out reversed here. I think that what this is saying is a couple of things. Did you have that up here? I feel like you did, but maybe not. No. So this Two of Cups can represent a couple of things. It can just represent a breakup, which I do feel like this is something for sure. This was a connection that ended in the past. It also represents a need to focus on yourself and self-love, and also can represent being in a place where you just don't fully trust a situation. So with that coming out, I feel like it could be that this person, again, they've just changed. This King of Pentacles... This is very strong. This is very stable. So whoever this person is from the past, if in the past they weren't stable, they weren't secure, they are now, without a doubt. Let me go through one more time. Ace of Pentacles. It's come out reversed here, which is very interesting. This represents a lost opportunity. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles reversed, Two of Cups reversed around this King of Pentacles. You don't know for sure. There's so much indecision here. Do I stay? Do I try again? Do I give up on this? Do I go back to this person? Should I revisit the past? Is this something that has the potential? There's all of this stuff from the past that's weighing on you, but you're starting to release a lot of it. You're dealing with it. And I think a lot of you are really thinking back about this person and considering reaching out to them. I mean, if I have to just give you advice here, I would say this is worth exploring, honestly. Give me cards. Okay, Death has come out here. What I feel here is very important for you, Aquarius, in terms of wrapping this up, because I don't want to go too far. I don't want to get too in-depth with this. We're talking about a week's worth of time, and it's a general reading. But Death represents change. It represents a transition, and it's a total transformation. Okay, this is about cycles ending, things closing out. Whatever this was in the past, whatever this energy was, this not knowing whether, you know, you should commit, if you could commit, being unwilling to, not knowing if this was a person who could share the burden, work with you on things, not knowing about the sustainability around this King of Cups from the past. This person is totally different than they once were. They're so stable, they're so secure, and they are in a place now in their life where they really do want to find stability. They want to have a partner. And it feels like it could potentially be a good match. It's not this person. It's not this most recent person that has gone through a change. I just want to clarify that for some of you, because I think you were asking. This is someone who was before this most recent person, someone from the past, a relationship that had potential but just didn't quite click. It didn't quite go where it needed to. But this person is there. I don't, you know, nothing has come out here showing me that this person is currently connected to anyone else. Yeah, I would just, I very rarely do this, but I would say, like, if this makes sense to you, if there's someone from the past that you've been considering, that you've been curious about, just maybe, like, reach out. Like, send a text, give them a call, see what they're up to, just see what happens with it. Because I just sense so much potential here. And I think that your mind's already on a specific person. I think for those of you still listening to me, you know exactly who I'm talking about here. I'm going to go through one time with this deck just to see if anything else wants to come out about this King of Pentacles. You guys are done with me. Okay, that's fine. We'll go to the Oracle deck. This has been a decent enough reading for a week. I'm just super curious. So do this for me at least. Since you won't let me poke around energetically anymore, leave me a comment at least. Let me know if this makes sense. Let me know what resonated. 'Cause I feel this so intensely, this person from the past. So we're just going to take a look at the Oracle deck. I am going to shuffle through until something comes out because I want to just get some advice about this particular person. I feel like this card about choosing love, this makes so much more sense to me now, right? I recognize that I've chosen fear. I choose again, I choose love. I mean, that card coming out at the top and this being what, I literally got chills. That's, oh my gosh, okay. I love this reading. Are you serious? I recognize I've chosen fear. I choose again. I choose love. The presence of love will always cast out fear. I'm done with you guys. Seriously, whoever this is, whoever this person is, reach out to them. I think that they would be so happy to hear from you. I think that they would be very interested in catching up. I think that you would be shocked to see like how stable they are and see what the chemistry is like, to see that there's still a spark there with this person. I really do love this reading. I love that these two cards came out. Like, seriously, I feel like energetically just like buzzing about this. So Aquarius, I loved this reading. I hope you guys did as well. I'm so tempted to keep going, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to push it. Please leave me comments on this reading. I'm so curious about it. If you liked this reading, please give it a thumbs up. And again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure you subscribe, because towards the end of the month, I'm going to put up a poll asking you guys what you think about these weekly readings. And I want to get as much feedback as possible from as many of you as I can. I have like 7,500 subscribers right now, and when I do polls, there are only a couple hundred people that participate. So I'm assuming that's because people either don't know that I'm doing it because they're not getting notifications, or they just don't know about that community tab. So subscribe, make sure you click the bell icon, that way you'll get notifications when I do the poll, and go check out the community tab so you know where it is, because I want to get as much feedback as possible, because I'm building this channel for you guys, and I want to do what you guys want in terms of the frequency of the readings. So Aquarius, I love you guys. I'm super excited about this. I'm so curious. I want to be nosy. Please leave me comments. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.